Hey, well, welcome back. This is Dr. John L. Mack, and I'm so excited to help you get on track to your next best evolution or expression of yourself. Listen, guys, over the last probably last year or so, I've been fully immersed into discovering and learning how to implement AI. And a lot of people, for whatever reason, they have their views on AI. And to many people, AI is a is the end of it all. It's the personification of evil. It's this, that, and the other. But to be honest, when other mediums like television and the computer and the internet and social media, when these came to bore or came on the scene, people had that same type of reaction. These are this is the enemy. This is the end of it all. And here we are. So, as your intellectual property manager, I want to just take a few moments today and talk to you about the value of AI, the advent of AI, and the real gold in this gold rush is not AI. Although a lot of people are making money off of AI. So let me deal with that initially, and then we'll talk about some of the other aspects of the intellectual property movement. So during the California gold rush of the 18 whatever, people from across the country just got up and they decided we're going to California because that's where the gold is. We're going to go and strike it rich, and so we're gonna make our fortune. So they got on horse, but they went out to California, and most of them lost everything. They spent all this money buying, all the equipment so they can mine for the gold. And they, oh man, somebody struck it rich. I'm going to strike it rich. So they jumped in the trend, the herd mentality, and they all went out there. And this kind of, this got destitute. Then they turned California into California. But that's a whole other topic. What I'm talking about is that when they went to California, this gold rush, when it was occurring, what happened? The people that was engaged in the gold rush purchased their supplies, their picks, the shovels, all from a merchant. So the first millionaire in California was one of the merchants that was selling all the picks and shovels. He got out there and he just saw the people just running wild, just buying, just spending all that money, and then they would buy it, and then they would, when they would go bust, they would sell it back for pennies on the dollar just so they can get a ticket home, and we would resell it. Incredible. Well, I want you to look at AI as that tool, as that pick, as that shovel, as that pen, as you're panning for gold, as a tool that's necessary for you to be able to get to gold. If you go in mining for gold without these tools, unless you just pull it and just somehow just come across it. No, you have to dig for it, and it has value, and it's deep, and it's hidden, and it's buried. So you have to dig for it. So you need the tools to be able to dig for it. AI is that tool. AI is the engine. The real gold, what you're searching for, is IP. Now, let me just take a moment and explain what IP is and who I am. So let me explain who I am so that then it makes more sense what IP is. I'm Dr. John L. Mack. I am an honorary doctorate because of the preponderance of work that I've created in helping other people to be able to get their thought out into the marketplace. And now I'm showing you how to monetize that thought. And that thought, the assets and the results of that thought is what we call intellectual property. Now, intellectual property is the new real estate. It can be, it's an asset. It can be registered. There's value. It appreciates in value, just like real estate. So you have to say, okay, where do I find this intellectual property? Well, since you asked, and since we're already here, let me just share with you where that intellectual property is found, developed, and monetized. So it comes from here, but to be able to take what's inside that methodology, that message, that mindset, that framework, that roadmap, that blueprint, to be able to take that from in here and make it a tangible asset in some way, shape, or form is where AI comes in. Now, normally, if you're going to write a book, create a course, class, or curriculum, you're going to sit down and it's going to take months of tedious back and forth development and sending it to an editor, and just so much, and costing time, costing and labor, costing all of that. and then definitely revenue. So AI condenses and shortens that time frame. It contracts it, it collapses the time frame. So what used to take months and perhaps years now can take minutes or perhaps seconds, because with the proper prompting. So remember this: proper prior prompting produces perfect performance. The prompting is the key, and it's been called many things. But basically, prompting is how you communicate with the machines. Now, the machines have what they call a large language model. This fast pressure control of all of the information written and facilitated from mankind, put in this large language model. So it's like a super brain. Well, the GPT, or the AI that's been released to be monetized, commercialized, allows you to be able to tap into that vast reservoir of information and research and knowledge and data. And based on the input that you put in, it creates an enhanced response to that prompt. And that's powerful. So now we can go and we can write a book in a day. And it takes a little bit, some time. You can write a book in just like, little to nothing, a couple of hours, couple of minutes. But to make it actually your voice, your tone, your message, your methodology, your mindset, it's going to take going in and massaging and maneuvering it so that you can synthesize it to the best version of what you're trying to say. Awesome. So AI allows you to develop IP at a rapid rate. So the key is, once you have this IP, the real key is EAIA. So that means the early AI adopters are the ones that are going to be able to be enriched, empowered, and be able to take advantage of this new trend, this AI revolution. I call it AI revolution. So this air that we're breathing, its focus has to become intellectual property. Now, why is that? Because with intellectual property, you take your ideas, your mindsets, your concepts, and turn it into classes. You convert it into courses, curriculum, keynote speeches, books, ebooks, audiobooks, video books, flip books, and you take this intellectual property and you create an ecosystem for it to be able to be housed in and made accessible from. So this ecosystem allows you to take your book and turn that book into a course, class, or curriculum, and then put it on, make it available, make it visible, so that as you go out and you are promoting it, then they go to that platform, that space where your intellectual property is made available and being given access to. So they go to that space, that business, that platform, and they say click, and it says, hey, purchase the book, take this course. Take advantage of this opportunity. And when you click it, a payment portal allows you to be able to pay and have instant access to the next steps involved in that piece of intellectual property, whether it's an instant download of an ebook or a flip book, whether it's it signals the release of a print book for you, or the release of a audiobook, or the release of a course, and the enrollment and the onboarding into a course, class, curriculum, or maybe a ticket to come to an event that you are either speaking at or hosting. That's the power of what we're talking about with AI. So along the way, everything has an AI footprint on it. And when you look at most things that you're dealing with in society and life right now, they have that AI imprint. It was not available commercially to the general public until roughly November of 2022. So we're talking about a 2 or 3 year old reality. And most people just put their head in the sand and acted like it was going to go away, hoping it wouldn't affect them or bother them. And they're waking up to find out that AI is set to replace most middle management personnel. Now that's a sobering thought, because that's where the money's at. The middle management, they're the ones that make sure that you do what you're supposed to do and that it's done right. Well, AI can go in, do it cheaper, faster, more effectively, more efficiently, with no coffee breaks, 24/7. So it's just the ideal employee. So your question is, if that's the ideal employee that's taking my job, what type of value am I going to be able to get back to the marketplace to be able to live or to go beyond the level I was already accustomed to? Aha! Now that's the question. That's the question that needs to be answered. So is there a value that I can bring back to the marketplace to replace the value that was replaced in the marketplace by this AI integration? And I'm glad you now are on the right track, or at least know the direction or the right question to ask. And the answer is that, see, AI now is able to amplify, it's able to enhance, it's able to 10x you. So you say you look at, see, AI is really a golden age type of movement or process that says, okay, all the tedious things that we didn't really want to do, the laborious work, the stuff that is tedious and it's just that could be automated. That's not something we wanted to do anyway. If it paid well, we had a golden handcuff, so we did it because we had to, because now we were used to the lifestyle that it provided, but it didn't give us the joy, the feeling of fulfillment that we're looking for in life. So now with this AI coming in with intellectual property and intellectual property management, the replacement of those high figure income positions now becomes automated and becomes personalized and customized so that you can take the expertise, the experience, the knowledge, the methodology that you developed, the frameworks that you have considered, and you're able to turn those into income producing assets that will allow you to scale. That was a big old mouthful. I'm Dr. John O'Mac. I'm the president and founder of Alta Plus University. And GPS, which means get published successfully. And for the most part, I had been dealing with primarily publishing a book, getting a book published. Everybody has a book in them that somebody wants to read. Anybody can write a book with today's technology, but nobody can read one that's never been written. That was my mantra, my mindset. But it was beyond the book, because most of my authors that I was able to creating a quality piece of intellectual property called a book, something I've perfected. Over the last 12 years, I've helped over 320 authors get published successfully. I've created 26 books of my own and published. Some I've taken down, others I'm redoing. But I've helped all these hundreds of people get published successfully, and all of them came back with pretty much the same question or thought pattern. Dr. Mann, I'm a best-selling author, but I'm broke. I'm a broke bestseller. How do I make more book sales? How do I increase my reach? And so that puzzled me, and that was something that's been my total focus for the last 3 years. And AI has helped me to understand now how to be able to effectively move into a sphere where we take your published book and we turn it into an ecosystem. We turn it into an enterprise where you've got now the ability to market, to sell the books, and to book yourself. We position you to be able to operate in what we call the plus process, which is publish, launch, upsell, and scale. But upselling is taking that low cost book, $20, $25 book, and upselling it to a course, class, or curriculum that may be $400 or $1,000 or $5,000. So we're saying we want to convert that one piece of intellectual property into 5 to 10 different intellectual property assets that you can maximize and monetize. So that's what the next level of GPS and the next level what AI allows us to be able to do. Now, of course, my book PB4X, which is the published book, the polished brand, the proven blueprint equals a profitable business, goes into effect. So we take that plus mindset, put the PB4X formula into operation, and then we buttress it with what we call the Boost system. And Boost means book, optimized offer, signature talk. So we take and put all that together, inside of the Author Plus University, so that you come out of the university with a published book, with a proven blueprint, with a polished brand, and a profitable business that you're now able to have a sustainable network that grows and that scales. That's what AI does for us. But most people are so frightened, and so they're afraid of it, and so they're trying to avoid AI, and they're going into a void themselves. Look here, AI is going nowhere. The computer is going nowhere. Television, radio, telephone, none of that is going away. Technology is here to stay. The key is, are you going to take advantage of it, or are you going to be taken advantage of by someone that knows how to utilize it? Hey, this is Dr. John L. Mack, and I'm encouraging you to become an EAIA, an early AI adopter. I think we may have, I'll give it this. We have the rest of 2025 to get in line to be able to drive in the AI system. If not, if you come into 2026 and you don't have an AI plan put together, implementation process in mind, if you haven't engaged and you're just making cute little emails with ChatGPT, you don't understand the agentic aspect of what the AI agent. That's the next move. That's the next move forward, that the agents are able to 10x you, so that whatever your business is, by being able to implement the agent, now you're able to leverage your position and your whole mindset. You're able to leverage everything and be able to have the agent do a lot of the tedious work that you normally would have hired a copywriter, a graphic designer, a social media manager, an onboard, all these different positions that need to be hired. You are able to have those positions staffed by an AI agent that you have drilled all of your standard operating procedure on those particular elements into it. So it knows what's going to be your next step in terms of onboarding an author. It knows what your next step in your business is going to be, or what you need to do this or this call. So it's able to act on your behalf. Now, I know that sounds like futuristic. You say, what are you talking about? What we're talking about is that we are now in an agent economy where we can create agents, AI-powered agents that can operate on our behalf as if they were us, because we've trained them how to operate as us. And therefore, we're able to 10x ourselves. Because you say, well, I'd have to be 3 people. Well, now you can become those 3, 10, 15, 20 people necessary to operate as a solopreneur, a mass operation, a complete ecosystem that is able to onboard your client, that's able to answer most questions, that's able to scale them up to the next level, and to take them through your sales cycle to where it becomes a human funnel where they're able to actually close the deal. So that's what we're talking about. If you're looking at the picture of typing, that's a picture of just focus and just total faith. Because he knew that once he hit the ball, because he'd done it so many times, because he had worked on his swing, he worked on his stance, he worked on the ball, he worked on everything necessary. He had the right tools, the right equipment, and he was able to knock it out of the park. He was #1 in the world for about 3 or 4 years straight. When he would come on the golf course, they would just concede that he would win, and just hope that that they would get second or third, because they knew they wouldn't win. That's focus. That's faith. And that's what we have to become with AI and IP. Remember, this whole message is that IP is the actual destination, not AI. AI is just the engine. IP is the empire. So if you want to increase your empire, if you want to win in this new economy that's moving forward, if you want to be able to cash in and have the new currency, that currency is IP. Intellectual property, and this can be any number of things. You talk about NFTs. You talk about books, courses, curriculum, just PDF, simple mini courses and classes, video. All of that is part of your intellectual property, what came from your mind. So now it has a value that can be tracked and traced, and that can be monetized. Hey, well, that's all we have today. This has been Dr. John L. Mack, your intellectual property manager and owner. We want to show you how to engage in intellectual property ownership. And that IPO is the new IPO. Everybody's talking about all the new AI that's coming out. The IPO that you need to be focused on is intellectual property ownership. When you own that intellectual property and you can monetize that intellectual property, doors open, bank accounts fill up, and you begin to see the change is on the way, and that change is better than good. Have an awesome rest of your day.